So hey, what is up guys? It's your boy coming at you with Wushu Chronicles. As I suggested in my last video, I'll be covering a pretty thorough walkthrough, playthrough and guide of how to deal with the game and all its complex mechanics and how to get stuff rolling and actually build a pretty strong character for yourselves. So what I'm going to start off with is just some really basic stuff. The first option here is start a new game. The second option is load your game, and the third option is quit the game. Pretty straightforward. So since I want to be starting from scratch and walk you through all my decisions and everything that I'm going to make, I'm not going to be using any of my old saves, and I have a lot of them because I've tried so many things in this game. But without any further ado, let's get into it, and I'll be starting off by showing you the cutscene itself, which is really awesome. And I'll try to explain the story to the best of my ability, but like I always mention, my Chinese is not the greatest, so yeah, here we go, and yeah, let's do it.
代军师刘伯温病逝，其所著兵书百战奇谋流落江湖，成为人人觊觎的宝贝。朝堂之上，皇帝朱元璋雄才好杀，为避免大权旁落，废除宰相，屠戮功臣，以致文武百官惶惶不安，心存各异。武林之中，六大门派受朝廷牵制，自开国以来，人才凋零，日渐衰落。为乾隆宗于天山异军突起，与各路势力分庭抗礼。大明洪武25年，太子朱标得百战奇谋线索，为乾隆宗所伤，久治不愈，引得其余诸王明争暗斗，重启夺嫡之心。自此，朝廷与武林势不两立，整个大明王朝风波不停，暗潮汹涌，一场腥风血雨即将拉开序幕。
So yeah, that was the beginning cutscene that introduces you to sort of like the plot of the game, more or less, where it's like, as always, you're like some abandoned orphan kid and this guy took you in, and this girl as well. She's not your blood sister, but you treat her as your sister and stuff. And it puts you in the scenario of like it's a troubled time in the world and shit's going down left and right. People are like plotting against each other and everyone has hidden interests and all kind of stuff. So it's your job to like, not necessarily like overcome everything, but like find your place in the world, more or less. But for now, you're just like some kid living in a village, chilling out, and life's pretty good. So here we're going to be going through a tutorial, and we're going to be given a bunch of choices to start the game off with. I'll try to explain them to the best of my possibility. And yeah, they're introducing you to like the plot, the story, tutorials, and stuff like this. So the first question that your master asks you is what type of like martial arts you want to focus on. So the first option would be blades, the second option is swords, the third option is fist, and the fourth option is staff. So since I like to play fists, I'm going to go with the third option. Then he will give you some items, which I will explain once I see them, and this gets a little bit more complicated. So this would be more related to your professions. What do you want to be good at? You want to be good at making money? No, the first one is good at drinking. Then the second one is you want to be good at like, let's call it inspection or insight. So like you have the ability when you talk to NPCs to generate like additional conversations. So that's always what I go with because I want to get as much out as possible. And leveling this is a little bit tricky. So to get a head start on it is good. So I always recommend picking this, but you can pick any of the other options and be fine. There's an option to train this at one of the NPCs here, and I'll show it to you. So the third option would be, I think, to do with martial arts. Like to learn martial arts better, like your not like your martial arts, but like your knowledge. One of these two is martial arts or knowledge. I'm not exactly... No, this is martial arts, and this is cooking, I think. So martial arts, cooking, medicine. This would be like your ability to... How do I translate that? Like your eloquence, the way that you speak to people, I guess, so you are more approachable, I believe. It's something that automatically levels when you have good insight, so I don't usually like go for that. And the last one is blacksmithing. So if you want to start off with like a head start in blacksmithing, go ahead, it's fine. There's no like downturn to picking anything. It's more about like your preferred playstyle and what you want to focus with at the start. So I'm always going to pick insight, and because it just works out for me. And according to what you picked here in this secondary part of the questionnaire of what he's asking you, you will get different quests to do at the start. So according to what you've picked, you're gonna have to do different things, not what I'm doing. So if you pick an example, blacksmithing, you're gonna have a quest where you're gonna have to go to the local blacksmith and craft a spear, from what I remember, and so on and so forth. If you have money making, you're gonna have to go and sell an item to the vendor and make money from it. And then the last question that he asks you is, what kind of person would you want to be? Something around those lines, like what is your goal in life, more or less. The translations for this are not like on point. So the first one would be that you want to be a rich man in the world, and basically it's to do with money, so you want to be good at making money. The second one is what I pick, and it's that you want to be the greatest martial artist in the world. The third one is that you want to make like a lot of friends and be really like sociable within the world, like within the Janku. You don't want to be like a famous martial artist, you just want to be a person that's well known for themselves, kind of thing. And the last one is you do not seek like fame or fortune, you just want to be a good person. So each of these will give you different items to start with, but since I'm mainly focused on like being like strong and being able to tackle the endgame bosses and all that stuff, I prefer to go with being the greatest martial artist in the world, because you will get an additional internal to train at the start, which is really, really big. So I'm gonna pick the second one, and then I'm gonna get an internal, and that internal is not bad at all. So here the tutorial begins, and it tells you, you move with these keys, with shift you run, with F you like sprint in the air, blah blah blah, stuff like that, and with escape you open the menu. It's basic tutorial stuff. And here you have to press escape to get rid of the screen, and here she shows you the hotkeys more or less. So if you just don't really need to read this, but you just have to press K, then that'll take you to the martial arts menu where you see your moves. Then you press T, which will take you to your professions menu. Then you press Q, and Q will take you to your quests. The important part about quests is that you can fail them. So that's really important to keep in mind. There's quests that you can fail, quests that will last forever, so you don't need to worry about them. You can do them whenever you feel comfortable, whenever you feel ready. There's no rush or urgency. And then there are time quests that are triggered by events, by a random encounter, by choosing something in a certain scenario, or by like being at the right place at the right time, being evil, being good, being neutral, etc, etc, etc. You get the idea. So now to explain things really quick, I open my queue, which is my quests. These are my active quests, these are my finished quests, and these are my failed quests. Ideally, you don't want to fail any quests, but if you pick a certain alignment, some things are bound to happen. It is what it is. It's life. You know, you gotta deal with it. You gotta, you know, play the deck that you chose to play with. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! You want to play with dark cards? Gotta play with dark card till the end, man. Ain't nothing like that. But there's ways we can go around that, and I will be showing you how to do just that. So my first quest, since I picked Insight, my first quest is to go and examine the strange man that has entered the town. So what do I do? When if you talk to him, he will never respond to you unless you finish the quest. He will not give you another option. Your sister serves as a tutorial NPC for a good portion of the game. She will later on do different things, and different things will happen to her according to what you choose. I don't want to spoil it. However, there's a bonus to having insight in the starter area. For example, if I go here, because I have high insight, I can tell that there's something hidden here, and I got 500 wen, which is 500 baby money. Another additional feature is that when I go to this well, and I inspect it, and I look inside, I find a wine, and this wine will be very important to what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna learn these martial arts, and this is the wine that I've been talking about. that wine will help us get an ancient move from one of the beggars in one of the main city. There's 2 ways to get that skill, but I'll go over that in a little bit. So now let's focus on what we're doing here. I'm going to show you the tutorial NPC. So one is your sister, the second is this lady. What this lady is going to tell you when you ask her about schools and sects, and all these are different basic questions. But what she tells you about schools is that you can only join 2 schools. That is a lie. You can do a lot more than 2. All you need to do is have money and know where to go to cancel your ticket. Because once you join a school, well, when the tutorial is over, I'm going to show you the quest item that you get, and that will allow you to join schools. However, once you leave a school, you will get a betrayer's token. So as soon as you've joined your second school, you're going to get a betrayer's token, and you will be not allowed to enter any other martial sect. That I'll show you how to get rid of as well. Now, this guy, now he does nothing. Later on, he will give you the opportunity to sacrifice a month of your time to train in a specific profession. So if you didn't want to pick insight at the start, you can go to him and train your insight so that it levels up for you, because not being able to level it is a huge downturn, I think, in trying to tackle quests and find events and stuff like that, because without it you can't have the special conversations with the NPCs. This old man as well serves as a tutorial. None of these do anything except explain certain features of the game to you. So that would be the 3 tutorial NPCs, 1, 2, and your sister. And let's not forget about this guy because he's super useful. Now I'm just gonna go and do the main quest, which is to go and inspect the new hidden man in town. This guy has an awesome backstory and an awesome story. He can play a part in your story, but at first I thought he was an asshole. It turns out I was wrong. So that option with those symbols to help people guide themselves better that don't read Chinese is to inspect someone. So the higher level that your inspection is, the more that you can see about an individual. Like now I can just see his HP, his mana, and some of his stats, and his crit chance, I'm assuming. So here you will be able to see what skills he can use and what internals he has. Everybody can have a max of 3 internals equipped. Well, for now. As you get into the expansion and stuff, some enemies will have 4 equipped, so they're gonna be whooping ass left and right. So now that I've inspected him, I can go back and talk to my uncle. We'll call him uncle, but he's basically your like adoptive father kind of thing, because the whole like storyline is based around you finding your real father and what happened to him and stuff like that. So I've done the quest. He tells me blah blah blah, okay, good job. So, and he gives me another internal. So from the very start of the game, I already have 2 internals, which is awesome. I'm going to equip them. Make sure you click and drag them over here, because if you don't drag them here, they're not equipped. So yeah, I had 60 cultivation points. I'm going to level this one for 1 level, which is not tremendous, but it's something. Now, because I picked fists, I got my very first, let's call it an ancient skill, because it's basically Dragon Claw. So what this move does is, according to the damage that I dealt and my stats as well, I'm going to get a certain amount of that as shield. So after my attack, I will be shielded by X amount. So you will see in the fighting interface that you have a place where shield is, and I'll show that in a moment because I believe we're up for the tutorial fight right now. So yeah, you talk to him again after you've learned the inner and equipped them, and you're good to go. Make sure you also you equip your weapon. If you've picked swords, if you've picked blades, if you've picked whatever, he will give you a beginner weapon, so you can equip that. And yeah, here you have a little explanation that how everything works, attacking, attack moves, defense moves, and sort of like buffs. Blah blah blah. And an icon will appear above the enemy's head that tells you what they're going to do. This is if she's going to attack, so I know that pretty clearly. This is my defensive move. You only have 1, and you have no buff moves, quote unquote. So I'm gonna show off Dragon Claw, and she's probably gonna die. They laugh. He says, "Haha, yeah, you're getting stronger," and you get a bonus item. I don't remember quite exactly what it is, but we're gonna find out right now anyway. Yeah, it's a healing powder. So we got a healing powder, which is really neat. And he tells you something. let's check the quest. When you see this, you know that you finished all the tasks from your uncle, which means what he's telling you, you've had a long day, go ahead and go rest. And in order to do that, you just go here and rest in the bed. But before I do that, I'm going to run around town and see what else I can do. So, because I have an inspection level, I can check this little box here. I think you can check it without having inspection at the start. I think this is for free. So you're going to get 2 pieces of gear, an armor, and a pair of boots. The armors that you can wear and gear is weapon, chest piece, boots, and an accessory. And here is for an outfit. Don't think it's like another bonus whatever. Here you will have your healing pills. Like you can equip 2 types of healing pills, or you can equip 1 healing, 1 mana, whatever suits your playstyle or your current situation or fight or whatever. So yeah, the first thing that I usually do after finishing his quest is go around town to get all the goodies. So here, if you look at this, he's cooking something, and he'll explain to you what he's cooking and give you some food. So yeah, he gave me some noodles and a chicken, because everybody loves chicken. It's not racist, we love chicken, everybody loves chicken. If you don't love chicken, something's wrong with you. Alright, so we got the wine, we got the money from here, okie dokes. There's also another thing in this game. I'm only going to be talking to the relevant NPCs. I'm not going to waste my time and go talk to everybody, but sometimes you can find hidden goodies by talking to everybody, but I'm a little bit too lazy to try cover all that, so I'll be covering the key and important things. These chests you can save before you open them, if you want to play with RNGesus and pray to the RNG gods that you get something insanely good. But I got a wine, which is fine by me, because wine is always useful. You can talk to the old man and buy herbs or medicine powders, but currently we're broke. We can't even afford to pay attention. That's how broke we are. So yeah, let's get diggity. There is an interesting book up in that tower, but currently, even if I wanted to, I can't read it. I need a higher martial comprehension. So at one point or another, we're gonna be coming back here and we're gonna be jumping over there and doing what we need to do to learn that book. And I'll show you how to get there, because you can't walk up the stairs. You have to jump from one of these buildings and dash all the way there. So talking to this guy, the first option is to say hello to him, and he will give you 2 meats. You can ask him, what do you have for sale, uncle? And he'll show you. He's got some bear paw, some snaky fishies, and some meats. Smoking them meats like Mark Zuckerberg, baby. Oh yeah. This NPC later on, you can talk to him and he can just let you leave the town much quicker than going to the exit while you're doing stuff. So he's pretty handy when it comes to that. Boom. So when we talk to this Shaolin dude, we're gonna get a rumor about some stuff that's gonna be helpful later on due to our insight. So we're gonna be using that to our advantage. You talk to this guy, he tells you stuff about herbs. He's gonna be one of the NPCs that you can train your medicine profession at, and I'll be showing you one of those minigames at one point and explain it to you. But that is the only minigame I'm good at. The other ones I am absolute trash, like actual trash. So yeah, there's another box in here, we're gonna open it. I'm not gonna do the whole save RNG business because I really don't care. Like, I'm not super bothered about any of that stuff. So here we have these 3 dudes, and you talk to this guy in the middle, and you pick to talk to him. Now, you have 2 options, because they plan on robbing the village, or raiding the village, whatever you want to call it, up to you. The first option is to draw a map for them, so to help them out in their robbery. That will give you evil points. The second option is to go and tell the village mayor, village leader, whatever you want to call it, and tell him about what these bastards want to do. So, because I'm not planning to go evil right off the bat, because if I do that, I'm going to destroy my chances of going into certain sects. So I'm going to pick the good option. And plus, I intend to rob a specific store, like in the early stages of the game, because it gives you a really good armor, and that'll give me 80 bad points. So yeah, I need to stack up some good points. The second important part, this guy is a vendor. This guy sells you like other beginner ancient martial arts. So if you picked, like, let's say sword and you want to learn the fist moves, you can go talk to him. and you can buy any of the starting 4 ancient martial arts, plus some extra wine that's useful for certain quests. I believe this one's used for a quest, or this one, I don't remember exactly, but we'll get there. We'll get there. You'll have interactions later with most of these NPCs and stuff, and you can either get good points or bad points from interacting with NPCs, and I'll show you that in a little bit as soon as we finish the tutorial, what it means and how to tell what's good and what's bad. This little girl, she wants to give you a quest. So you talk to her, and what she tells you is that she really wants to try a particular shrimp dish that's specifically made in Suzhou Inn. So tell her, okay, I'll go get you a portion, not a problem. This little boy is asking you what day of the week it is. So because it's just the start of the game, I haven't spent any of my energy. I know it's Monday, so it's the first option. Boom. And there we go, he gave us a pancake. What we do with the pancake is we go and we talk to this old man who's hungry because he's a beggar, and we give him the pancake because whatever, it's a pancake, he can eat it. And we get 5 good points for doing that. At this point in time, these two do nothing. Not a problem. This old man also at the moment does nothing, but later on they will be relevant. This guy is going to be important in the main storyline because by taking a certain action with regards to him, you will be allowed to join the Taoist sect, or you will be rejected from the Taoist sect according to how you handle the situation. So we're gonna get the rumor for it. You ask him about martial arts and stuff, and he's kind of like reluctant to tell you anything because he's like, who the fuck are you, like, why are you asking me this stuff, kind of thing. Which is normal, like, you don't go around blabbing your martial arts secrets to people while you're doing certain things. This fisherman gives us a quest, which will be to deliver 15 fishes and 20 shrimps to one of his friends that works in Suzhou Inn. So what we'll be doing is when we go to buy this little girl her shrimp, we'll also be delivering the fish and the shrimp to this guy. You cannot have any additional conversations with this guy because you're a nobody. Like, literally, this guy can breathe at you and you die. And he's a really hard fight if you choose to fight him. But in my playthrough, I will be making friends with him. Even though he does some very dodgy and sketchy things at times, but later it's revealed as to why he's doing those things. I still can't interact with this fella, so whatever. This guy also gives you a rumor about Peach Blossom Island, well, the beginning of sort of the rumor quest line. With Peach Blossom Island things get complicated, and I'll explain everything when the time comes, but it's important to talk to him now because it starts to put things in motion for us. Alright, so what I'm gonna be doing now is I'll be going up here to get another quest from the poison master of the village, and he's gonna ask me for a flower, a specific flower, a mandala flower. In translation, I think I'm translating that correctly. But I will be showing you the pictures, so you don't need to worry, so you know that he wants a flower. And if you want to translate some of the quests yourself, you can press Q and use your phone or Google Translate or whatever to try and get a better understanding of what you need to do and stuff. At the moment we have no interactions with this guy. From what I remember, you could do something here and get some peppers or whatever, but since I'm not big on cooking in general, I don't really care, so whatever. Inside of this building, we look inside this pot, and there's gonna be some goodies for us. Well, it's two very, very basic poisons, but poisons and fighting go hand in hand, because you can always poison your weapon and do more damage or have additional effects and whatever. Here's the blacksmith dude. If you've picked blacksmithing, you will need to talk to him to get the quest, and he shows you super basic weapons, like they're really, really bad. I don't remember if you need insight for this, but if you go by the furnace and you inspect it, you're gonna get some money and a piece of iron ore or some kind of ore. No, you got a dragon bonestone. This is really good. It's a material used for enhanced crafting, to like get the blue line on crafted equipment that I showed in my previous video, which will be linked to this one towards the end, I think. So yeah. Then we talk to this fellow over here, and he's gonna give us a quest because he's being bullied by his employer. And his employer is a really mean dude that lives in Shaolin, and he already gives you some stuff. I don't remember what he gives, but something. He gives you 2 bottles of wine, whatever. That's a really low level wine, it's nothing special. So here we have the village mayor, village leader, whatever you want to call it. So we pick the first option to talk to him and say hello. And he's like, yeah, things are going down, shit like that. And then the second option is to tell him about the bandits that are trying to raid the village. So I've told him about it, he's been informed, and I get 20 good points. And then the last and third option is he sells wine. If you want to buy some wine, he sells you some. It's not insanely good wine, but whatever, you know. Here we have another little interaction where he gives you a rumor or a quest. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's a quest or a rumor. Actually, I can just check. No, it's just a rumor. So he gives us a rumor about something. As you can tell, you can't leave the village because there's guards everywhere and they're gonna tell you, get the hell out of here or we're gonna whoop your ass. And you can't really kill them at the moment because they'll just two-shot you. I don't even think you can fight them to begin with, but you know. This is, well, it's not super important, but it's important. You can pick out this blade at one point. You can remove it from the ground, but there will be a test to it. The person that is guarding it is going to be the current version of yourself. So when you have enough strength or stats, I don't remember what the requirements are. I think it's strength and dexterity, well, body method in this game. And you can pull out the sword and fight the current version of yourself, which is one of the funnest fights in the game. Because fighting yourself is, you know, depending on how strong you are, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, here we have an old man and a lady watching a young boy train. And later on, she will give you the option to discourage him, and talking to him, you encourage him. You can do both. It's not like the end of the world. It depends on what kind of points you want at the time. This guy gives you like a quiz that to this day I do not know the answers to because it's related to like poetical Chinese culture. And that's why I think this game would be really difficult to translate, because it would be so hard to bring the context of these questions into, like, to make it understandable for us Westerners. So I kind of like appreciate it not being translated, but at the same time I would appreciate if someone gave it a try. So what I do in this case, I just pick random options. I pick, yeah, according to how many questions you get right, you get different amounts of money. If you pick 1111, you get a liang 200 and no extra items. So it's really like just a small amount of money really for answering his questions. I'm just showing off. If you get it wrong, that's what happens. You get less money. This is a Wudang disciple and he wants to spar to test out something. So you say, okay, whatever, let's do it. Let's get down and funky and beat each other. So this would be kind of like a second tutorial fight, but you still like one-shot them, so it's not like a big deal. Boom, easy mode. Well, for now it's easy mode. Alright, so now that's done. Doesn't have anything else to say. The next part here is these will be all NPCs to interact with except for this guy. This guy gives you a quest even now, which will be to hunt a bandit that has been bothering his business and has been like slowing him down or like robbing him, something like that, to that extent. I can't like properly translate it. Grandpa over here will give us a rumor or a quest. I don't remember exactly. I think no, he gives you the quest with the fish. The other boy that we talked to on the dock just gives us a rumor. So this guy's the actual NPC for the fish quest. So yeah, to deliver the fishes to Su Zhao Inn. Then you can talk to him and he has some fish for sale, but it's not enough, so I don't bother buying anything from him usually. But if you're leveling cooking and you're too lazy to like go around fishing and whatever, make sure you visit all the NPCs, buy everything they have to offer. This place will be relevant later because he will let you take a boat to, not to Peach Blossom Island, but to a remote place in the northern desert kind of thing. You can even walk there, so it's not like you need the boat or whatever. So I think that's all the quests. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. So you need to make sure that you've picked up all these quests. You can pick them up later as well if you want. It's not an urgent matter, but I just like to have everything picked up before, you know, I really get into it and I forget about it, because I tend to forget a lot of stuff once I'm really into things. So yeah, that's all I can do. Let me see if I can level anything really quick. I have 990 points. So I'm going to be leveling internals now. And that's as far as I can go, and I'm out of cultivation. My advice is to focus on internals first before skills, and well, main reason for that is because you won't have mana to cast like level 3 skills and stuff like that. You'll cast it once and then you'll be out of mana kind of thing, which is really awful in a fight, especially if you don't have pills and you're not prepared to like regen your mana somehow. Alright, so that's it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save, just in case I've forgotten something or I need a fresh starting point or whatever. So I'm going to save here. And this is the option to take a nap. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nap, and then the guards move in with the mysterious swordsmen in the city that are here to apprehend your uncle. And of course he's not going to go down without a fight. He tells you that shit's going to go down, you need to be prepared, but for now he will defend you. So clearly they're fighting. This guy's whooping ass, and one of your adoptive father's friends steps in to help out, to keep him from dying, because this guy was going to kill him. And he asks him, why the hell are you here? Stuff like that. He's badly injured. He tells you about that he's just doing what he needs to do for the Imperial City, which is a bit of a cover-up for what he's actually doing. He's not like really aligned to the Imperial City, but we'll get into that later. And yeah, that finishes the tutorial. And yeah. So here, once you finish the tutorial, it's gonna ask you what difficulty do you want to play the game on, which is like Novice, Advanced, and Master. I'm gonna go with Novice for this playthrough because I'm still testing some stuff out and I want to see what the possible parameters are, because I figured a new way to go about joining and leaving schools that I will be showcasing in this video. It might not be the best, so that's why I'm just going to keep it on Novice for now, but I will be doing a Master's playthrough at one point when I've solidified the path that I'm taking and I know that, okay, this is how I want to do it. So you've picked the difficulty that you want to try the game on. So yeah, that's about it, and this shining thing indicates that there's an event here. But before we get into that, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap here because it's already been a while and I don't want these videos to be too long because there's gonna be a lot of them covering a bunch of aspects of the game. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found it helpful, and I'll be continuing this walkthrough without a doubt. So once again, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on whatever. If you have any questions, what you don't understand, what you could do, stuff like that, you can ask me in the comments. I'll answer within a few hours because usually after I'm done doing a video I have to do other stuff. So yeah, make sure to subscribe if you're really enjoying it, as it keeps me motivated to keep going, and it also helps the channel grow and get all this stuff out there for people to watch and enjoy, you know. So with all that being said, thanks again, and I'll check you guys in the next episode. Peace out.